David, a lot of my clients have spoken to me about the fact that their salespeople may need to approach selling in a different way now,
Right.
and they're kind of wondering if some of the people are going to be capable of adapting their sales. What's your thoughts on that statement and their question?
I mean, I get the worry, and I make the assumption they're not working with me, so it makes sense why they're worried. You know, in any sales operation, you've really got 3 or maybe 4 types of people. You've got A players, those that know what to do and do it. You've got B players who you've got belief in, and you believe that they're doing the right things and will get there. And you've got C players, which you probably like them. They're great fun down the pub, but you know you should have fired them a while ago. And it's a pretty harsh reality right now that as your sales team come back in, you may have had the time to cast your eye over those that considered the furlough period to be a holiday and maybe were not as engaged as they could have been. And you'll know which ones have stuck at it. Even if they haven't had the results you'd normally expect to see, you'll know the ones that have continued to operate as if nothing's changed. And so it's really old-fashioned rule, but your bottom performers are costing you a huge amount of money.
So bearing in mind that you'd like to think that, you know, leaders do have a heart and that they're not just going to fire their people as soon as furlough's lifted, how might they quickly, you know, assess who's in and who's out?
A professional,
a fair chance.
A professional leader spent this time looking at their organizational strategy, looking at their sales strategy, and looking at their sales structure, and looking at their salespeople. And here's the problem sometimes. Without using professional assessment tools, how do you know that you've got the right peg in the right hole? And it could simply be sometimes that you've got the wrong people doing the wrong job. You know, the best new business person you ever hired who always wanted account management, so you stuck him in it and he stopped performing. But you've taken the time, I'm sure, to look at the pieces on your chessboard and make sure they're in the right lines and in the right roles. And so it could be that you come back and you're getting the team together and redefining your structural organization. And you're taking those people that are underperforming in the role that they're in and using professional assessment tools to diagnose and assess what the right role for them might be. I hope that might be true. You know, I hope actually that leaders have spent some time planning and thinking over this time. Maybe not. So that's important out the gates. Make sure that you've got the right people in the right roles at the right time. But you as a leader have a responsibility to people who are underperforming in their role to help them onto a role they can perform well in. And that might be outside your organization. It's fundamentally and morally wrong to keep somebody who cannot perform in a job because their mental health is at risk, and you're stopping them from progressing their career by keeping them in an underperforming role. It's fundamentally wrong. It is your right, and it's their right, to hear the truth and then for you to work comfortably with them on what comes next.